Good evening. Hope everyone is well. Just position this properly. I just want to apologize for this very late upload. But of course, I kind of, I like to say from the get go, I have to commit to my to the days that I've said, and this like video, this is, I won't say it's kind of hard for like me to do, because I think I'm ready to actually talk about it. Yeah. I mean, hey, yeah. I mean, I think if anything, this is something that I have to. Yeah, but I have to talk about, because I can imagine it. It can probably impact a lot of other people, and oh gosh, I know I'm waffling. Okay, so let me get my dates correct. So today's Wednesday. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So, and thank you for Jack coming in. How's this lockdown been for you compared to the first one? This one has been a lot harder, I think, because of possibly the weather, and it's, I think now, like, this kind of COVID isn't a joke. So, but no, we've it's been harder, but as a family, we've kind of got through it. Kai, thank you. I don't want to waffle. I don't want to waffle. So, okay. So, So the 1st of February. So, and there is a backstory. Is not a backstory, but there's kind of certain things that happened before the 1st of February. But I'm not going to bore you with like all of that. But on Monday, the 1st of February, I got a phone call while I was out. I got a phone call that my dad was struggling to breathe, really struggling to breathe, and he, again, there's a kind of backstory. There were kind of certain things that I did as a, actually must no. There's certain things that the family did just to kind of make sure everything was a-okay. So I kind of noticed it on the Sunday, which I believe was the 31st. I kind of noticed his breathing. I kind of went to I went shopping for them. I literally got a phone call, and I got a list, and I kind of not I went shopping for them. It's kind of not an issue. So but I don't see, I mean, I do see my parents quite a bit, but at this time I just kind of noticed something different. And then, this was on Sunday. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I took my dad for a COVID test on the Sunday. And it came back negative. Called 111, and just certain things were said. Anyway, so we thought, okay, it's just a chest infection. So anyway, now, so I'm kind of doing like shopping for like my family anyway, with the kids and then whatnot. So I get a phone call saying that my mum has called an ambulance because my dad was struggling to breathe. So at that time, I felt a little bit numb, but kind of calm. Not numb, but calm, because of course, the test came back negative. So sorry, the test came back negative from the COVID walkthrough. Anyway, now, so Monday comes. So I'm like driving to the family home. Driving, and of course, I got to concentrate on the road, but I'm just thinking, okay, I've like got to try and get there before anything else. So as I'm driving up to like the family home, I see the ambulance. I see my mum and my sister outside the ambulance. So I pull in, I come out, and I managed to go inside the ambulance to see my dad. And my dad had the oxygen mask on. He was sitting up, and yeah, I he was responsive, etc., etc., etc. He kind of knew exactly how I was, and I kissed him. I said, "I love you," and then when I left, I remember touching his head, and I came out. And like the ambulance closed, and yeah, just literally that moment, like I just felt that was like the last time I was gonna see my dad alive. My mom's a nurse, and she's kind of told me firsthand. She isn't putting anything up. She's told me at first hand exactly what kind of goes on in the hospital, and if you have COVID, and if you have chest issues, and if you're going to go into hospital, that is literally the last thing that you're going to see. If you're kind of going in with another infection and then you catch COVID, then you are in trouble. So I can't even tell you. Honestly, I can't even tell you exactly how I felt, but it was just numb. Just seeing the ambulance and knowing that we couldn't go in the ambulance with him as well. My dad's 71, so it was just one of them things where you just. Anyway, now, so yeah, the ambulance goes, and I'm in, of course, I'm in the family home. I've got a younger brother, younger sister. My brother lives in Kent, sitting down in the living room. It's like, it's like an obvious thing that, of course, my mom and my sister are upset. So I'm holding it together, trying to. Brother's on the phone, asking, getting details. I tell him what the situation is. He's quiet on the phone, and geez, man, it's honestly, it's just the worst feeling. So, of course, at that stage, he came back negative with the COVID test on the Sunday. So we're thinking chest infection, could be even worse, pneumonia. Anyway, now, so So like that was Sunday. Sorry, not Sunday. That was Monday. So of course I'm kind of driving home now. So I'm like driving home, and I get home. I don't know what time. It must have been about 7 or 8 or so. Anyway, now so get home, and I think the kids, now my kids are my kids. I'm not going to tell them anything. They're just happy go lucky. So I can't remember what I did. I can't remember if they were awake. No, actually they were awake. I think they were awake, and I literally go upstairs and listen. I cried. A 30-something old man cried and I cried and I cried and I cried. I was wailing, I was crying because again, like my dad is, like if your parents are your parents, but like my dad is my dad, just just you think he's in, like he's he's invincible. And I cried and I cried. And gosh, just uncontrollably. The missus tried to comfort me as much as possible. And of course, like kids were there. So anyway, now so anyway, so of course, there's no information. There's like we can't go like, and I think it was the helplessness that really kind of affected me more. It's the fact that I couldn't do anything, and as the oldest, I'm not supposed to be taking care of the family, so it's the fact that I couldn't do anything. That probably affected me more. I couldn't hold his hand. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do absolutely anything. And I think that's what kind of killed me. So of course, like Monday evening, Monday night, Tuesday morning, I didn't sleep. Like there was just no way. There was no like information. No, nothing, absolutely nothing. So we get a text message. Tuesday, and it was from my dad saying that he's been tested positive. They've like tested him again, and he's positive, and he's kind of waiting for a hospital bed. But it's fine. They're looking after him, and again, it's just. There was no tears left, man. And anyone, and again, listen, I'm very fortunate. I haven't suffered a lot of death around my inner circle. That's kind of something that that's I won't call it alien to me, but my kind of inner circle, it has been pretty strong. So of course, this is an emotion that I've not experienced before. That kind of feeling of loss, potential loss, of anger, of proper anger. Just absolute confusion. So anyway, now so we kind of get the message that he's got COVID, but he's doing okay. Like, he's like texting. So, okay. So my mom's a nurse, so, she kind of knows exactly what like the medicine and the IV drip and da. So, again, we don't hear nothing for the whole day. So that's Tuesday. He had nothing. My mom's trying to ring and da. And of course, like I'm kind of calling my mom, making sure she's okay. I'm calling my brother, making sure she's okay. And then of course, I'm also trying to make sure that my kind of commitments to to the channel is kind of okay as well. And of course, like I'm getting messages, I'm getting texts from people that don't know. And again, literally, I don't expect anyone to, at this present moment, because again, it was just really raw. So, I'm kind of trying to answer texts and phone calls, and I'm just trying to be cool. I'm just kind of trying to be cool. But of course, inside it's a kind of different story. And I'm just looking outside, and I think what like people say, anyone that's kind of lost like a loved one, or literally lost someone that's close to you, is that the world just continues, just everything continues. Like no one stops. No one, not saying that they don't care, but if they don't know, then they're gonna people are gonna continue doing their jobs. Like the postman came, the news was on. Like my kids that did like whatever they had to do. Things. I got texts, I got phone calls, I got emails that I had to answer. Life moves on, and like that's what I just couldn't get my head around more than anything else. Tuesday goes, Wednesday, he gets late Tuesday. We get another message saying, get a message from my dad saying they've got him a bed, still struggling to breathe, but like he's got an oxygen mask on. They've like given him a few liters of like oxygen, and I think for like me, I like knew that I had to be not only strong, but I had to be strong for myself. And again, trying to eat something, try to drink something, and just kind of being there. And again, I don't know if people noticed. Well, there was a period in that week where I didn't post. I didn't post anything on social media. It was a couple of days, I think. But the message was like, just carry on doing whatever you're doing. You've got certain things, certain commitments. If you can, try and keep them cool. If you can't, then of course tell them. And just I'm trying and keep a routine. So Wednesday comes, and by like this time, my mum's spoken to the people on the ward, the nurses, and they kind of talk her through exactly what's going on. And I think it's Wednesday. I think my dad sent a selfie picture. I know he's not going to listen to this, so he had the oxygen and everything else. He had everything wired up, and it just, oh mate, it just broke me again. So that's Wednesday, and by this time, I'm, like the kids, like the kids have just kids are kids. That's literally like my routine. So that kind of helped me. So anyway, now to keep a very long story short, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't know how. Seriously, I do not know how. My dad's getting better. From being heavily assisted with oxygen from Monday, Tuesday, and a bit of Wednesday, to being unassisted by Friday, by his texting, my sister spoke to him. I mean, I didn't speak to him for the whole week because I just don't think I like could have coped really. But he got better against all odds. My mum also said as well, if the doctor calls, because if the nurse calls, then everything's good. If the doctor calls, then there's an issue. So the doctor called mum, and she told me that she sat down and she's thinking of the worst. But the doctor called to say that he's getting better, and they don't not understand, but it was a miracle. It was a miracle. I don't know. I do not know. So that was Thursday, Friday. And by like this time, my like emotions were just up and down. I can't explain how I was feeling. And then on Saturday, he got discharged. So and I spoke to him on the Saturday, and I cried on the phone. And we spoke for about 20 minutes. I cried on the phone. And then he like told me about certain things that were happening on the ward. And, that's going to probably something I'm just not really going to talk about. But I know it changed him. And actually what I'm like trying to get at more than anything else is I am a changed man. I am a changed person. That week has changed me. And I was like talking to my missus. I'm like, it's changed me. I don't know if it's for the good or for the better, but I know it's changed me. And again, with everything that I do. All right, so with kind of everything that I do on this channel, and the decisions I make, and the people who I speak to, is literally like this. Okay, it's like this. Is now, like my circle's tight. I used to overthink about a lot of stuff. But now, for small stuff, like the bullshit, it doesn't matter. Because in my moment of desperation, in my kind of moment of desperation, when I was on my hands and knees, literally on my hands and knees crying, nothing else mattered. Doesn't matter how much money I have, doesn't matter, doesn't matter the car, doesn't matter driving, doesn't matter the food I was eating, like any decision at that moment in time on that Monday when I was at my weakest didn't matter. And so so what I'm saying is what am I trying to say? So what I'm saying is now I am changed. I like know that I feel differently, and I do and I kind of and my decision making is is just a lot more straightforward, and any negativity around me, I just don't care. It's just out of my life. I've never been that person, and this experience just confirms that even more. No, my like circle is tight. The people who I want to speak to, I'll speak to. The people that I don't want to speak to, I won't speak to. Um, and yeah, I kind of take this as a almost like a second chance, like a kind of second blessing, where yeah, I don't know how it feels to mourn someone that's lost. Um, I don't know how to. Oh, okay, so I don't know that feeling about mourning someone who has passed away, but I felt that feeling of not knowing if they've passed away and thinking to my head about them going, and it's just not nice, and it's just not a nice feeling. And now again, as I said before, I don't sweat the small stuff. I know everyone's got their own lives and issues, and again, the reason why I'm kind of talking about this now is to kind of show people that, hey, like, I'm struggling. I'm not gonna cry, man. That at that present moment, I was struggling, and what got me through is the platform, is creating content, and like doing something that I love, and like doing things that I'm passionate about, and to kind of also tell like people that the small things just don't matter, honestly. And it's kind of very easy for like me to say that and I'm trying to relate it to football. The small things just don't matter. Yes, my of course, my kind of competitive streak, my competitiveness will always be there. I will still create the content that I can. Hopefully, the opportunities will will still be here, and thankfully, I managed to do everything that I had to do. I mean, of course, I think last week I did about 4 or 5 lives. And again, thank you to everyone that came on my lives, because you guys helped me. But yeah, I just want to just like share my story. Um, yes, I will struggle. Yes, I may go off the radar, because you know what? So sometimes it's just better for me, and let me just say that my dad's good. I spoke to him today, and he just sounds he just sounds like my dad. But I will never take him for granted. I will never take any I will never take my dad for granted. I will never take this platform for granted. I will never take my opportunities for granted. I will not sweat on the small stuff, negativity, bullshit. No. Um, so yeah, that's really it. Um, thank you. Thank you for listening. I am okay. I am. Um, um, and please just don't, just the people around you, just like love them. If you kind of want to take opportunities, take them. You just don't know what's around the corner. So yeah, thank you. Um, thank you.